Hello everyone, today's video is going to cover how to create a fully waterproof enclosure for shower tile installation. Alright, let's get started. If you want to see the full tear out and remediation work needed for this shower, see part 1. In a lot of ways, part 1 is a cautionary tale that showcases what happens to a shower when the water gets behind all of your waterproofing. So make sure you watch that so you can really understand why I am doing all of this extensive work on this shower to make sure that everything is fully watertight and the water goes where it's supposed to. The first step is to install all of the wallboard. I am going to be using all Laticrete products for this build, which is a kind of a foam board very similar to Schluter board, which I have many other videos on. It's roughly the same thing, except there are some key differences that I will be highlighting with using Laticrete products. Are there other ways to make a circle that are easier? Yes, but if I do them that way, I would not be able to show off to the helper, so that's why I'm doing this. One of the best parts about using a foam board is that it is already waterproof and it's very easy to use, very easy to cut. Laticrete board is a bit stiffer and it is perfectly fine to use regular cement board screws instead of having to use special types of screws like the Schluter system that require special washers. One additional step that I like to do for Laticrete board is I do like to add mortar and tape all of the seams, then add a waterproofing membrane as opposed to using only the silicone. It does make for a stiffer product, and I do trust it more, mainly because you do not use the special washer, so it doesn't have that same rigidity as, for example, Schluter board with those washers. So just adding a little bit of thin set mortar onto all of the seams, just like I'm doing here with a alkaline mesh tape, it does a really great job and it makes a really stiff and consistent product. You can use other systems, but I do like to buy these collars and add them to all of the shower head faucets as well as the shower valve. Don't forget when you're adding these collars to use a 3/8 inch V-notch trowel and squeeze out all of that thin set. Same thing goes for the banding that I put at the change of plane, at the main change of plane on both of the walls. I am going to now build a low profile shower pan curb. The final product is going to be somewhere around 4 inches by 4 inches as opposed to the standard that is 6 by 6. So low profile, very seamless, gives a really good modern look. If you're building a shower pan on the second floor, it's nice to add some kind of a membrane, so this is just tar paper. It isn't really required, but it does help to keep the moisture from the wet concrete from sucking up or creating a problem on the plywood subfloor. So it just kind of keeps everything in place and keeps everything from getting too wet. Don't forget to add some kind of a metal sheathing, whether that be chicken wire or in this case this is called diamond lath, galvanized diamond lath. You want to add that whenever you're doing anything on a plywood subfloor. These little squares are just extra pieces of the Laticrete foam board. I like to sort of build a platform and put the drain exactly where I want it to be. Right now I'm checking the slope. So all of this stuff is done before I even touch the concrete. I want to make sure all of my heights are correct. Now I'm just going to attach the integrated flange drain. I am doing this work in Northern California. The code here is using ABS, so I'm using ABS glue with an ABS drain onto ABS pipes. Be better than me, you guys. I actually forgot to put the wire beforehand, which is why I'm cutting around it. You can, of course, put the wire and then fish the pipe. I just forgot. Alright, now for the fun part, I'm going to mix about 7 bags of deck mud in order to build a concrete shower pan with the perfect slope for this exact shower pan. You can also buy prefabricated sloped shower pans. I haven't quite gotten to feel comfortable with foam pans yet, so I think for a while I'm going to just continue to build my own custom concrete pans. If you're thinking of tackling a project like this, it is a lot of physical labor. I do have a helper. You can't really tell in this video. I try to keep them off camera. Shout out to my awesome helper who's keeping me from getting extremely tired at the end of the day. But yeah, now it's just sloping a custom pan. All done, look at that. There really is no substitute for how you can just customize any shape with concrete. I really like keeping this sort of old school and creating my own concrete shower pans. Makes a huge difference, makes tiling really easy. Alright, now for day 2, where we do all of the remaining waterproofing and banding. The main thing here being that I will be putting a large sheet membrane over the shower pan and creating a shower pan that is fully watertight and ready for a water test. Don't forget to test your drain plug and make sure that it is actually watertight. There you go. For this shower, I'm using a bit of a hybrid system where I use the waterproofing membrane in parts as well as this sealant. There's no good reason why I'm doing the curb this late. I simply just ran out of time on the first day, but it's no big deal. I'm going to screw this in and it'll be nice and firm before I put in the sheet membrane. For the shower pan build, you can use most modified thin sets, but I really like this one. 254 Platinum by Laticrete. It is intended to work in submerged areas, so it is especially good for the shower pan. Measuring your sheet membrane before and cutting it to size really helps to kind of ensure that you don't have anything throwing you off when you're trying to put that on and you already have thin set. do not be afraid to wrap the sheet membrane around the curb. It's going to help so that you don't have to put an extra band on that inside corner. It makes the whole thing one cohesive piece. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now for the final touches, inside corners as well as the banding on that outside edge as well. You need to buy 4 inside corners for most shower pans. That's it, all done. This video does include a sort of custom built niche. I did not cut it beforehand because I wanted that exact height. This customer wants a really beautiful blue artisan subway tile. They're really small and I want to make sure that the niche fits perfectly between the tiles. So that's why I'm cutting it all the way until right now, because I needed that exact height of the shower pan to know just where the tile was going to sit. This is not the entire prep for this niche. I did already frame it out before I even put the board and then covered it with plywood. So what you see now is just me putting the final touches. That little strip right there puts everything at a slight slope, which you really want in a niche. To waterproof the niche, I am only going to use the silicone adhesive. This little tool right here, got it on Amazon for 10 bucks. It's awesome. It helps me do those inside corners. Now for the most important part, if you're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to build a shower, make sure that you water test it. Who knows what might have happened? I mean, we're only human. Doing a water test just ensures that everything is going to work the way it should. Another great benefit of doing the water test is when you come back and you pull the plug and allow the water to drain out, you'll see how quickly the water leaves. If you didn't build your shower pan correctly, the water will not drain correctly. So this is the first test in order to see how your slope is. It should be fairly dry at the end of a couple of seconds. And that's it, you did it. You now saw how to build an entire shower and waterproof it the right way where it's going to last for many years. If you want to see part 3, follow for more. Thank you for watching.